EPO and PPO plans are both health insurance network designs, but they handle provider choice differently. The difference becomes important when you choose a doctor, visit a specialist, or get care away from home. The plan type can affect both access and cost. An EPO usually keeps costs lower by limiting care to a defined network except in emergencies. It usually covers care inside the plan's network and gives little or no coverage outside that network except emergencies. EPO stands for Exclusive Provider Organization. The trade-off is often lower cost with stricter boundaries. A PPO normally gives more flexibility, but that flexibility often comes with higher premiums or higher cost sharing. PPO stands for Preferred Provider Organization. In everyday life, it usually allows more flexibility to see out-of-network providers, though at a higher cost. The trade-off is more choice with higher premiums or cost sharing. The important question is not which label sounds better, it is where the doctors, hospitals, and specialists are covered. The network is the main practical issue. Checking the network before care can prevent expensive surprises. A doctor, clinic, hospital, lab, or imaging center can be in-network or out-of-network depending on the plan. A family with a trusted out-of-network specialist may value PPO flexibility more than a lower monthly premium. If the local hospital, primary doctor, and specialists are included, the stricter plan may still feel convenient. Fit matters more than the label. An EPO can work well for someone whose preferred doctors are already in the network. Someone who rarely leaves a local network may find an EPO practical if the plan's doctors are strong. A PPO can be useful for someone who travels often or wants broader specialist access. A person with a complex condition may value the ability to go outside the network. That is why flexibility is valuable when health needs are unpredictable. An EPO can work well for someone whose preferred doctors are already inside the network. Compare the full cost structure. Premiums are only one part of the cost. Deductibles, copays, coinsurance, and out-of-pocket maximums can make a cheaper-looking plan more expensive during a busy medical year. Before choosing, compare premiums, deductibles, referrals, out-of-network rules, and prescription coverage together. Referrals may differ by plan and insurer. Some plans require a primary doctor to direct specialist care, while others allow direct specialist visits. Do not assume the rule from the plan type alone. A PPO may be worth the extra cost for a person who travels often or uses specialized care. A true emergency away from home may have protections that a planned out-of-network visit does not. Emergency care is usually treated differently from routine out-of-network care. The reason for the care matters. Network rules matter most when care is urgent, repeated, specialized, or already tied to a current doctor. Out-of-network billing can be confusing. Coverage does not always mean low cost. A PPO may cover part of the bill, but the patient may still owe more than expected because the provider's charge is higher. The wrong plan can turn a routine appointment into a surprising bill. An EPO member should be careful with labs and imaging. A doctor may be in network while the lab, anesthesiologist, or imaging facility is not. The whole chain of care should be checked. The expensive mistake is choosing by premium alone and checking the network after treatment is needed. A good doctor network does not automatically mean every medication is affordable. The drug formulary should be reviewed too. Prescription coverage is separate from the medical network in many plans. A plan that saves money on paper can become expensive when the needed provider is outside the network. Families need to check every regular provider. One plan may include the child's pediatrician but exclude a parent's specialist. A plan that works for one person may not work for the household. Out-of-network rules should be checked before booking a specialist, scan, surgery, or recurring therapy. Choice has value when decisions feel high stakes. If a diagnosis is serious, the ability to consult a different hospital system may be worth paying more. A PPO's flexibility can reduce stress during second opinions. Emergency care rules may differ from ordinary planned care, so the policy language matters. An EPO can be a smart option when the network is strong and predictable. The cheaper plan may be sensible if the limits are acceptable. Someone who rarely needs care outside one region may not benefit from paying for broader access. A plan with more freedom can still be poor value if the deductible and coinsurance are too high. A low monthly price can become expensive if the necessary doctor or hospital is outside the network. The worst mistake is choosing only by premium. Provider access should be checked before enrollment. An EPO can work well for someone whose preferred doctors are already inside the network. Another mistake is assuming a hospital name covers every doctor inside it. Facility and physician billing can be separate, especially for surgery, anesthesia, radiology, or emergency care. Ask about the specific provider, not only the building. Network flexibility should be compared with the household's actual doctors and likely medical needs. The best plan matches real use. When comparing EPO and PPO plans, list expected care first. Regular doctors, prescriptions, therapy, planned procedures, travel, and chronic conditions should guide the choice. A PPO may be worth the extra cost for a person who travels often or uses specialized care. EPO is usually tighter and potentially cheaper. PPO is usually broader and potentially more expensive. Neither is automatically better. The right answer depends on whether network control or provider flexibility matters more. The right choice depends on how much control the person needs over where care happens. Before choosing between EPO and PPO, check doctors, hospitals, medications, referrals, and out-of-network rules. A health plan is useful only when it works where you actually get care. That review can save far more than a quick premium comparison. The expensive mistake is choosing by premium alone and checking the network after treatment is needed. Out-of-network rules should be checked before booking a specialist, scan, surgery, or recurring therapy. Emergency care rules may differ from ordinary planned care, so the policy language matters. A plan with more freedom can still be poor value if the deductible and coinsurance are too high. Network flexibility should be compared with the household's actual doctors and likely medical needs. The safest comparison starts with the care someone actually uses. A person with a regular specialist, ongoing therapy, or a preferred hospital should check those names before comparing premiums. An EPO can be efficient when the network fits. A PPO can be worth paying for when flexibility prevents expensive surprises later. A careful choice also depends on travel and routine. Someone who stays near one medical system may not need wide flexibility. Someone with children away at college, frequent travel, or a specialist in another city may care much more about out-of-network access. The plan label matters less than whether the real care path still works. A person comparing the two should make a short list before choosing. Current doctors, expected prescriptions, nearby hospitals, travel habits, and possible specialists. If most care stays inside one system, an EPO may be simple. If care often crosses networks, a PPO may prevent repeated exceptions and surprise bills.